It's the 6th of April in 2020, and I want to talk about the wisdom, or rather the stupidity, of most of the Western politicians. And let's just take a brief history. The virus hit the news early January. For me, that is just a CEO, I'm reading international news. It was crystal clear already mid-January that was a big risk that this would be a killer pandemic. I flew from New Zealand to the Americas, Curacao to be exact, on the 16th of January. And I had a long discussion with my wife before that, what would happen if there would be a lockdown before I was planned to go back. That's how available the information was in mid-January. On the 26th of January, I got too nervous that either Shanghai or Dubai, which I was booked through, or my home country of New Zealand would close down in the next few days, which they should have been. So I flew home early. Now, that's just the information that was available for me in January. Around the 1st of February, I issued my first guideline to my people in the company to get them ready for the likely pandemic that was coming. Now let's take a look at our politicians that had not only the same information, but they were also supposedly having the best epidemiologists available in their countries and what decisions they made and how they behaved. So here is a couple of quotes with dates from after the 1st of February from world politicians.
35,000 people on average die each year from the flu. Did anyone know that? 35,000. That's a lot of people. It could go to 100,000, it could be 27,000. They say usually a minimum of 27 goes up to 100,000 people a year die. And so far, we have lost nobody to coronavirus in the United States. Nobody.
You can't be a politician and shake hands. People come in, when I leave, I'll be shaking hands with people. They want to shake your hand, they want to say hello, they want to hug you, they want to kiss you. I don't care. It doesn't, you have to do that.
I can tell you that I'm shaking hands continuously. I was at a hospital the other night where I think there were actually a few coronavirus patients, and I shook hands with everybody, you'll be pleased to know, and I continue to shake hands, and I think it's very important that we,
And here is how they behaved.
Maar we stoppen vanaf vandaag met handen schudden.
Shaking hands with people that had recently traveled, and some of them had traveled themselves. And here is Prince Charles. Apparently, Prince Charles continued shaking around 1,000 hands per day. It's his job to shake hands, but he's also very irresponsible. Now he is prince not because he's smart and his decisions are not the biggest ones, but the politicians that are making the decisions whether we live or die and whether we have jobs or not, they behaved extremely irresponsible. Now the way to go forward with this is what we did during the Ebola crisis, which is to hand over the decision making to professionals, not politicians, for the duration of the crisis. Why we're not doing this now, I have no idea. But clearly these politicians are still, or were until recently, still shaking hands, risking their own lives and risking our lives and our livelihoods.